Oh! What do you say now,
Come
son?
on, John. Come on, John. Get up.
Melt.
Well, I mean, I was under UFC contract. I was up until a couple of years ago. And then underneath you had a little tagline. You could type whatever you wanted. And his said records are for DJs.
Resurrect you as such, right?
Resurrect?
Yeah.
You mean resuscitate?
No,
I prefer resurrect.
Resurrect.
Brad's made this all greasy. I can't control it. It's not responding. It's not responding.
That's not grease, it's dribble.
Like, what did you get paid for that?
£100.
I got a free table.
That was the main event as well.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys, and today we have none other, the legend, the man, the myth,
shit.
the legend. I said that a bit wrong. He's been in the UFC with GSP. He's been at the highest of the highs. That is Dan, the Outlaw Hardy. Dan, welcome.
Bosh.
How are you?
Really good, man. Pizza's great.
Yeah, good.
As always, guys, pizza, UFC fights, and we're just going to talk.
I smashed him in the UFC fights. We'll put that up now.
Well, Ben's going to edit it, so the fights will go on at different times. But
Okay.
I think I'm not
Just
sure.
I'll put it out there.
I'm not sure how John
No,
Jones.
but
did
but
it was John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, guys.
They still won a game.
Unfortunately, for these guys, I had John Jones, the GOAT. So, yeah, I won.
And hours of practice.
Hours of practice.
Fucking needs his computer.
Dan, first question. What was your last fight?
My last fight was Amir Sadalit in Nottingham. You were on that card. That was your Gangnam Style celebration.
Yeah, it was. That was easy.
Oh, I didn't even know you. So
No.
when was that?
2012.
There's the poster right there, look. September 29th
And you're
in
40.
Nottingham.
Are you on the poster?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
So how old was
it's
you when you
Oh
retired?
yeah, you're to the left.
32. But I didn't really retire. I've never
Yes, that's young.
retired really. Yeah.
Is-
I'm
it-
32 now.
It's to do, obviously, people who don't know, it's to do with you had found the hole in your heart. Is that correct?
No, that was what Struve had. He had something. He had to take medication because he had a hole in his heart. But that's because he's massive, and mine was the second heartbeat. So like in the center of your heart, you have a group of cells that produce an electrical current. I had another group of cells somewhere else in my heart that was doing the same thing.
But surely you were born with this.
Well, yeah, born with it. Had loads of had all my fights with it. Never had any problems. Never had any side effects, symptoms, nothing.
So
That's why I
what-
didn't
So is
know.
it just
But-
the medical team are basically like, you can't fight with that?
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you fight, like insurance-wise or something.
I was booked. They wouldn't have even found it if I wasn't scheduled to fight in California. So California required the ECG. Yeah. So like that's why it's never been found before. So I was due to fight Matt Brown, which would have been a banger of a fight. I would have loved that fight, and that was April in 2013. So that was my last fight, but that in my mind it wasn't my last fight. It would have been the ideal place to retire because it was my hometown.
Yeah, true.
You know.
Who thinks about retiring at 32?
Exactly.
Is there nothing they could do? Operate?
Well, yeah, they could do an ablation.
What's that?
So basically they go in your carotid artery and in your femoral artery, and then they go in through your arteries into your heart. They find the cells that are producing the electrical current, the additional pathway you don't need, and they burn it. Now the problem is though, if you've never had any symptoms, then they tell you not to touch it
Because it's dangerous.
because it's dangerous. And I've spoken to loads of people that have had the ablation, and then it's developed again. It regrows. And I spoke to my doctor in the UK, and he was like, "You've never had a problem. Don't touch anything." So I didn't. And Lorenzo sent me out to California to see his family doctor. Lorenzo was awesome.
Yeah.
Sent me out to see his family doctor. He checked it, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, look, it's like you're risking sudden death." Okay, I'm like, okay, but how much more of a risk it is, and it's like fractional. It's like
So
fractional.
what would happen? You'd have a heart attack as such?
A heart attack. Like all of a sudden, your heartbeat would kind of loop on itself because there are two heartbeats being created, and it almost kind of short circuits.
But that being devil's advocate, if you have a heart attack, I guess being still young and physically able, they just could resurrect you as such, right?
Resurrect?
Yeah.
You mean resuscitate?
No,
I prefer resurrect.
Resurrect.
No, you resurrect from the dead.
Second coming of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but in a way, but the UFC would not allow you to fight.
They wouldn't allow me to fight unless I had the ablation. That was the recommendation.
Anywhere. So like I know some commissions in certain states are very strict, but then there's some people would bypass that by okay, I'll fight in Europe then. Or
But you
fight-
think when an abnormality comes up, no one wants to like they're like if anything happens to Dan, that's on us now because we've been told don't let him fight.
Yeah, okay.
So no one wants to take that risk, right?
You know, like it could be like Genki Sudo, Sakuraba, like I swear Japan wanted him to die.
Oh yeah, they did.
They wanted him to die by doing the sport so they can make a monument of him.
Was
For
there
sure,
any
man,
was there
man.
any thought about like, for example, would boxing have allowed you? Would not that bare knuckle was really a thing back then, but like, were there any other promotions or was it like this is it? It's either the UFC or I'm done.
Well, I mean, I was under UFC contract. I was up until a couple of years ago. You know, so there wasn't even a
Because
choice.
they freeze your contract.
Yeah.
So if you can't compete, they freeze it. So if you retire,
But was there
They
not
just
chat
free-
of like, look guys, I'm not gonna do this operation, so you're not gonna let me fight. So in that case, I'll go as well. No.
It just wasn't discussed. It was never discussed. They put me straight into commentary. I mean, like I can't complain because it worked out really well that they created another opportunity for me.
Yes. Yeah.
But like, as soon as I started that job, it was 100 miles an hour, and I'm comment like you saw me. I was all over the world. I was doing all the shows that nobody else wanted to travel to, like a 56-hour round trip to Australia in economy to do a show, and then come straight back after 20 hours. It was that kind of stuff, mate. It was like the first year I worked my ass off, and then we were developing shows as well, like UFC Breakdown inside the octagon and stuff. So. Like I was busy and I had a lot of stuff going on. My intention was always to get cleared to fight again, and I did. I have my clearance because I took a boxing match and that was cancelled.
Yeah. At that point as well, I guess, are you earning more money doing the stuff you're doing than you was fighting?
were
So
you
it's
on a
like-
per show or salary?
No, I was on a per show.
Okay, so the more shows you did, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I had an ambassador role with UFC Europe, so they were paying me like a monthly wage just to kind of do whatever they needed me to do and to stay available. So I was doing that most of the time, which would require me back and forth to London or,
Go to this school, talk
Exactly.
about that and this. Yeah.
A lot of like giving checks out and like shaking people's hands and doing interviews, and it was good. It was all good, and I genuinely felt for the first time I was doing something in the benefit of the sport as opposed to in the benefit of myself. Right. You know, there was a line in a Pink Floyd song, and it just always stuck in my head as soon as I heard it, and it always bounced around. And a part of me, when I started to do the commentary and the analysis, I realised I could really serve the sport by educating people. Like Inside the Octagon, the show that John and I did, I loved that show. Very, very proud of it. And I felt like I'd lost a bit of the selfishness which keeps you in the sport, right? Because you have to be selfish,
100%.
right? And I'd lost some of that, and I'd started to kind of feed back into the sport, and I was really enjoying the process of creating that content. You know what I mean? And it was, I don't know. I felt like the sport was in a good place, and I was contributing to it. And my mum said something to me. She's like, "Well, if this hadn't have stopped you, nothing would have stopped you." I'd still be fighting now. I'd still be having the conversations about.
How old are you now?
I'm 43 now.
Okay, yeah.
And there is
It
more,
the
and
fun.
as well, like I've known now that I've had children and stuff, I realise there's more to life than just fighting as well. And even like yourself, some people might have gone, "Oh, I'm going to go for the operation," but if the operation doesn't go right, then what? You've just fucked your life up
Yeah.
for a sport.
My goal was always to I mean, and I say this, I probably wouldn't have done it, but in my head, my goal was to retire at 35. Because I know that you get to a point where you start taking damage that doesn't heal like it does in your 20s, right? So I kind of wanted to get out of the sport on my terms. I never
That's
never
what I've
really
said to myself.
yeah,
as well.
like I never really thought I was going to, because it is mad addictive, isn't it? And you love that adrenaline rush. It's different to anything else.
Yeah,
But,
and like it kind of never goes.
No.
It diminishes a little bit. Like there's always a flame there if you're a competitor, but the flame's not as burning as much. And every now and again, something will make it flame a little bit, and then it'll just simmer down again. So
I guess it's nice that you now, for anyone that doesn't know, your wife Veronica is competing in the UFC. So in a way, I guess you still get that competition, even though it's not you fighting. It's like, I know what it feels like cornering a friend,
Yeah.
let alone your wife,
tough.
Yeah.
in the UFC, going up against another challenger, like one of the best females on the planet. That's got to be quite a, like,
Yeah.
highest of the highs, lowest of the lows, that
Question
kind of
with
feeling.
this: do you enjoy cornering? Because I know some people enjoy it, some people actually don't. I know you're an amazing analyst and great like that, and you're very good with that. cornering, do you feel good doing that, or does it get you a little bit?
I do. I mean, it's difficult cornering somebody, obviously, because you want to be in there doing it for them, especially when they're making mistakes or they're getting hurt. When you know the escape and like that's a challenge. But I do like cornering and coaching. I actually have been missing coaching quite a lot recently, so I'm going to try and get back into it a bit more. It's different with Veronica though, and
Because your wife.
yeah, I mean, like any time I've ever been cornering before. Like if Jimmy Warled, Paul Daly, Andre Winner, anybody, I'm in the corner and my mentality is you have to go in there and do or die. Because that was my mentality when I was fighting. Like I went to the lengths of like settling any debts and returning anything I'd borrowed to people because I needed the fight to be a clear cut. I'm not thinking about anything after the fight. I don't make any plans or anything like that because my mentality was once I've stepped into the cage, this is the last 15 or 25 minutes of my life. And that was my mentality to get me in the right mindset to fight. So when I was cornering, I was always in that mindset of like, Jimmy, go out there and beat this guy or fucking die trying.
Yes.
Sorry, are we swearing on this?
Yeah.
He's so unprofessional, don't worry about it.
So like that's always been my mentality and it was always the preset. And it's so easy. I've always coached from that mentality and cornered from that mentality. But my mum always used to say to me before I was heading out to a fight, she always used to say, I don't care whether you win or lose, as long as you're okay, right? And my response was always the same. Well, I won't be okay if I lose.
Yeah.
Like it's win or I'm not okay.
They say you'd rather break your leg badly and win than be completely fine and lose.
Yeah.
So,
Do you do? Should we do
already-
the John Jones Aspinall?
We can do if you want. Yeah.
right, boys.
We can do.
I'm gonna stick.
They ain't got
these-
Ngannou. I should be Ngannou really.
Who's John Jones? Dan.
Me. The winner. Nah, I think Aspinall beats him now.
If the fight happens, because he's now John Jones is back out of retirement apparently.
Is he not, man?
He said he'll fight on that.
We're
The
fighting
White
in the
House.
backyard. Look at this.
But let's be
This
honest,
is literally what it will look like outside the White House. Look at that.
just John Jones
chain
saying
link
it's
fence
getting him back in the
That's
limelight.
quite
though.
cool, actually, fighting in the backyard.
When you think of it,
What's Block again? Oh, great.
it is clever from John Jones though, because he's staying in the limelight even when he's retired by saying, "I might not be retired."
Come on.
to be
Oh,
fair,
that was a good calf kick.
Oh, get
That's
off that
done.
calf
You're
kick.
done.
R1,
You're done.
circle,
How'd you block a calf
and
kick?
X, and it will give you a head kick.
Is that right?
Oh,
Oh! Teep to the face.
Tom's leg's done.
this is unfair. How'd you check a calf kick? I'm trying to box here, and you.
This is literally your show, and I've never played this game
Brad, to
before.
check-
I don't
kick.
play
To
this
check a
game.
calf
Only
kick, you
only
got-
once every week.
Brad, R1, R2, and X to check the calf kick.
I like the fact that they're wearing denim cutoffs.
That's my style. I would like, I walked out to a fight wearing a pair of denim cut-down shorts. Yeah.
Phil Baroni on a beach. That's what denim cutoffs remind me of.
Who made their debut first out of you two?
I think you did, didn't you, Brad?
The first fight was 2004.
Oh, your pro debut or UFC debut?
No, not pro debut.
UFC debut you did because you they had my weight class.
My second pro fight, I shared the card with Brad.
You did.
You went
That was my
MMA.
first pro fight
Was that MMA or was it kickboxing?
on Portsmouth Pier.
Yeah.
Mine was MMA. Yeah.
Was it? Paul Daly fought on that. He had a
You fought.
it called?
Don't tell me. You fought. What's his name?
Portsmouth Pier.
The guy
Portsmouth
you
Pier,
fought
yeah.
nearly every weekend.
Yeah.
No.
Hands of Stone.
Yeah, that's it.
Paul Jenkins.
Paul Jenkins. Yeah.
Yeah, legend Paul Jenkins. I think I fought him
He's
3
still
times.
alive. Oh.
When you was on Cage Warriors, was Graham Boylan the...
No, I didn't. No. It was. We went through a series of different promoters. Dougie Truman and Andy Lillis and Tony McDonough. They all.
Is it just the show kept getting sold, is that right?
It was partly that and partly some, extracurricular activities of the people
What's
that
that
were.
check hook again?
Oh, come on now. I'm going to have to go back to the calf kick.
Oh, get that calf away.
I'll smash those denim cutoffs.
Brad, you're not really doing anything. You just...
I'm fighting John Jones, the GOAT.
Yeah, but you're Brad Pickett.
Controlled by
Look,
the mastermind
you're just calf
here.
kicking the
That
shit.
leg's done.
Dan's going to spam the hell out of that.
Oh! What do you say now,
Come
son?
on, John. Come on,
Don't pull
John.
guards.
Get up.
Melt.
Gotta go back to the calf. Come on. Oh, that elbow was a good one. I didn't even know how to elbow.
Oh, he's doing you, he's
Oh,
doing you.
he's done. I'm done here. I see what Nathaniel's done here. He's given us the controller so he can smash the pizza while we're playing this. I'm still up. Come on. I thought he was done.
How you still around? Oh! Came right too close. Boom.
Time the elbow.
Lead elbow.
Don't worry, Dan, I'm going to get him back for you.
That was nice.
I struggle with coaching or PTing fighters because I don't feel like there's many people that have the same mentality that I have. You know, they're like very, athlete, I don't want to spar today, that sort of thing. And it irritates me. Now, I know that's just my problem. That's just how I view things. But like you said, when I go to fight, I'm like, I get in a mindset of, I have to put myself in a very dark place where it's like, I'm doing this for my family. My family behind me, this guy's trying to get to him, I'm going to die trying. Yep. And when other people go in there and it's more like, oh man, we're just here to have a sport, win, lose, draw, I'm just taking part, it irritates me. I'm not saying that everyone should have my mindset at all. Maybe I would be happier if I didn't have that mindset. But I think fighting is very personal, and it's hard for me to see people in the gym training without that same, don't know what the word is, mentality.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
I feel like I'm very similar with Brad in that sense as well.
But this is where I think we come from a different time, don't we? Right? Like, and
it's more fight. I find there's way more fighters back in our day, and there's way more athletes and martial artists now.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you think, when I very first started training martial arts, MMA didn't exist, right? So everything was about survival, right? Even to the point where my spatial awareness in a cage is based on my spatial awareness in a club from back in the day, right? And my mentality around competing is not, this is not a sport. Like, this is not a sport, it's not a system of self-defense. It's none of these things. This is a fight. And you've got to treat it like that, because if you don't, you're going to approach it from the wrong mentality.
Yeah.
Like, people get in there to compete now, and I'm going to win on the scorecards, I'm going to do 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. My mentality...
I didn't really think about the scorecards.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you may beat me, you may beat me. I'm going to keep fighting it and try and knock you out.
Right.
You know, I'm going to try and beat you before the buzzer. If I don't beat you before the buzzer, I'm in a good fight. It'd be a great fight to watch, but I'm trying to beat you every minute as I can.
I guess as well, back in the day, not so much when I started, because I started with the intentions, I want to do this for a living. But I guess for you guys, it wasn't a living. So it was like, if you want to fight, you're doing it because you want to fight, not because, oh, you know, Conor McGregor's made this much money and it's a good career path.
Put things in perspective, my first ever fight, it was the same card you said you was your second fight against Paul Jenkins. I was back on Portsmouth Pier back in 2004.
Still smoking inside.
I use the story. You look at
what year,
it was in a ring, 2004. Right?
I was 10.
So it was in a ring, and you look at the ring.
I was 4 years old at that.
You look at the ring, and it was just smoke.
Yeah.
Because everyone could smoke inside, and it was disgusting. And I'm like, what did you get paid for that?
£100.
I got a free table.
That was the main event as well.
Yeah, I got a free table for my friends and family to sit at. You know, instead of giving me tickets, they gave me a free table. And that was it. I had a fight. You know, it was just mental.
Was that ringing or
Paul Daddy fought on there. Also Jose Aldo, not on that card on the shop, but he fought on it.
I'd love to fight in a ring. There's just something about the ring that I'm like, that looks
So
cool.
Brad, like, just to take you back to that, whenever you took that fight, did you think, oh, there's a career path here, or you just purely just wanted to fight?
Never. It's like, it's someone like for Dan Hardy back in those days, the UFC was there and it was a sport. But there wasn't a weight class for me, so it wasn't even an option. For Danny, he could chase and like get to the level and maybe get signed to the UFC and fight. For me, it was just like, no, like, because the smallest weight class at those times in UFC is 170. You know, they did bring in 155 for a little bit, and the uncrowned king was Eve Edwards and stuff like that. But then they got rid of that again. Then they brought it back in with Sean Shirk and something. But that was 155. I walked around that time around about 66 kilos. I'm walking around at 66 kilos. I was never going to fight any of those guys. So it was never even a question for me. So it's just, for me, it was just cool. It's just cool thing to say I was doing.
You're fighting on a card where the headliner's getting £100.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Balling.
It's an adrenaline rush like no other though, man. You know,
And what was funny as well is I lost my first pro fight to Lee Dosky. I gassed. Yeah, I gassed. I took him down the second round and got choked out. 4 minutes 59 seconds of the second round.
He's a veteran as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
What, there was 1 second left?
1 second left on the clock.
Sickener.
Yeah. So, but I'd already accepted this next fight because obviously I'm assuming I'm going to win my pro debut. So I thought I was going to be 1-0, going in against Paul Jenkins, who was 24, 16, and 3.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, this guy fought multiple times on the same
And
weekend.
did you beat that guy?
I did. I beat
So
him by decision.
at that
yeah.
point, he lost to someone that's 0-1.
0-1.
You'd be fuming, wouldn't you?
Well, you would if you weren't Paul
Roxy.
Jenkins.
Who's this guy you're fighting? Oh, he's never won. He's only lost the fight. That's it.
Yeah.
You would care if you wasn't Paul Jenkins. He didn't care. He didn't. He'll fight again the week after.
Is he like a
His
journeyman?
tagline
No,
on the Cage. You missed the Cage Warriors Forum as well. You don't remember a Cage Warriors Forum was banging, wasn't it? Cage Warriors Forum at one point was this center of the universe for mixed martial arts in Europe. And my nickname on it was the Outlaw. That's where my nickname came from. But Paul Jenkins, his nickname was Hands of Stone, and then underneath you had a little tagline. You could type whatever you wanted, and his said records are for DJs. And that always stuck in my mind. He would literally, he fought Paul Daly 3 times in kickboxing. He fought me twice in kickboxing, once in MMA. He's just an absolute savage.
Yeah.
On a
Old
weird
school.
note, have you been in contact with him over time? Where is he? Is this guy still alive?
Yeah. I saw him at a show a while ago. It was a.
I'm gonna Google him.
I'm not sure. I think his record's like 48, 41, and 2 or something like that now.
How old is he?
Oh, he's got to be 50 now, hasn't he? He's got to be. He had a massive. This tattoo I've got, the Blood for Blood tattoo. He had a massive one done on his shoulder at one point, but.
Hands of Stone. Isn't that John Lineker's name as well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He is, yeah.
But John
Paul
Lineker wasn't born when
Jenkins.
this guy took the nickname.
He's 41, 48, and 8.
That's not over 100 fights.
It's like one of them like Thai kickboxers.
And also, just bear this in mind. That's over 100 fights on Tapology.
Yeah.
Whoa, Brad, your maths is off a little bit.
Well, you said 48 and so. And
48, 41, and 8. So it's not quite 100.
just like 3 fights.
I think that's 99, isn't it? Or 90.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, from my eyes, he
Just
should
wanted
have
to call it. Brad was like, oh,
Hey.
well over 100. I'm like,
I did not say well over 100. I said over 100 fights.
Play the clip back. He said well over 100 fights.
but I
I'm
was
sure
saying,
he
no,
did.
he's
He's
had
55 years old.
No, he's well over 100.
Well, what I will say on this,
His reach is unknown.
Well, what I will say on this is that is only his Pro MMA record, and what you'll
Yeah.
do is when you scroll this, you'll see how many kickboxing and like you'll keep scrolling down. You'll see
Amateur
my name.
bouts 1, 2,
Mark
3,
Weary
4,
fought.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 amateur MMA
So
fights.
over 100 fights, right? Well over 100 fights. Yeah, yeah.
He fought John Silver.
That's a different John Silver.
Ah,
But he was a badass. You remember John Silver?
John Silver was
fought on
crazy.
Cage Rage. Dude, those old days were a lot
He
of fun,
messaged me
man.
not too long ago as well, seeing if I can help him get a fight over here. And I'm like, I'll
Really?
try, but yeah.
Jeez. He was the capoeira guy at Cage Rage, wasn't he?
He was fun to watch. I remember him fight Lee Remedios in Amari.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he's a Welsh, Paul Jenkins, yeah?
You fought on Cage Rage a few times as well, right?
I never fought on Cage Rage. I was there a lot, but I was only cornering Paul Daly. Yeah, I never fought on Cage Rage. I was always in Paul's corner, though.
Okay. I thought you might have did.
Yeah, no, I was around a lot. I was around all those shows. We used to drive down together and you know.
Because Cage Warriors, back in those days, Cage Warriors is still around today, and it was and Cage Rage, but Cage Warriors was not as big as Cage Rage.
It wasn't, no. Well, Cage Rage was doing Wembley Arena, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Or, you know, one of the bigger arenas in London. Whereas Cage Warriors at the
It
time,
was in the Wembley Conference Centre.
That was
they
it.
did first, and then that got knocked down. Then they went to Wembley Arena.
that was it. And that's where Anderson Silva fought Tony Fricklin, wasn't it?
And Anderson Silva fought Lee Murray.
Yeah.
When the camera weren't filming, I was already smashing down for about 10 minutes.
What on the couch? Yeah.
Oh! Not that, Clark.
You was already smashing down on the casting couch, yeah.
Welcome, Dan Hardy, to Casting Couch. Right.
Get off those kicks.
Oh, that's a nice knee as well.
Yeah, I'm playing the range game with you, Brad.
Oh, have that in a.
That's fun, that's fun. Oh. Oh, Tom, get up, son. He's playing with your rock. Oh! Gotta protect that head, Brad.
That's just, how are you kicking from there? It's like.
Because he's John fucking Jones. Out comes the finger blast. Go, 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 go. Boom, boom.
Go on, Brad, you come back here.
Oh. Oh.
Nice. Oh, and again with the head kick.
Oh! I'm telling you, any man. I'm telling you, you can't come to me with smoke, Brad.
Oh, shut up, you absolute melt. You're kicking like a donkey.
I am the Don Dada at this game. Just don't include wrestling. I'm just playing with you. Get up.
The thing is, though, you play this game on a reg.
Oh yeah, on a reg.
Yeah.
God, that was cool. What's that 90s thing? You play this.
Regulate.
Hey man, you play this on the reg.
you don't know about a song Regulate. You're too young.
Oh, Warren G.
Regulate, mama. It was a clear coconut. A clear one. Warren G.
Okay.
I just knocked you out by even looking. The Remax. That was the Remax. Yeah. So, subject change then, before we finish. PFL. What's it like working with PFL? Another
And what
big
brought that
promotion?
on? Did they approach you? Did you approach them?
Yeah, they approached me. I was they contacted me originally about just commentating. So I'd gone over to a couple of their events. They did a Cardiff show and a London show when they first came over, and I went and worked those events and went and did some stuff in the US as well for them. And they brought me on as a full-time commentator. But then when PFL Europe came into existence, they asked me if I would be the head of fighter operations.
Yep.
What's that entail?
Basically, I mean, signing and matching. I'm doing Joe Silver's job for PFL. Okay. So like my job, and I have my colleague James Steers, who is incredible as well. We work together, just watching all the fights that are going on over the weekends. We keep databases of the fighters and you know who's progressing, who's going to be ready for an opportunity, who we'd like to sign, even as amateurs. Obviously, you'll have heard of Patrick Habarora that I signed a little while ago. He's just headlined in Brussels, and it was just mind-blowing.
So sorry, are you only covering the Europe side of things?
Yeah, so I commentate across the world tournament. So I'm heading out to the US to do like Alfie Davis's fight in Charlotte and stuff. But they have a matchmaking team for the world at the moment. So my focus is Europe. Yeah. You've got to remember, I mean, I've never been a matchmaker before. No. You know what I mean? So it's been a good
if you don't fight,
process.
That's not too hard, right? Because like you kind of start, because you analyze the sport so much, you could see this is going to be a good fight. You know.
I make the fights I want to see. And I don't ever want someone to look at one of my fight cards and go, oh, I can see who he wants to win here. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
You want a good fight. You want to see these two good guys.
I'm assuming
fight.
as well, you probably, with PFL being probably the biggest show outside of the UFC, I bet you're getting a lot of people hounding you, right? Like, get this guy on, get that guy on.
Yeah.
And
a lot. Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we signed Patrick Habarora, was because he started tweeting at me, and then all of his fans started tweeting at me as well, and I just couldn't open my social media without seeing his name everywhere. So, like, social media is a real powerful thing, and the younger fighters are really smart at how they use it now. But it does go back to what you were saying a little while ago about how things are different. Like, everybody is a superstar now. Yeah. And everybody is doing MMA to build their socials and to this and that. Like, we didn't have any of that stuff back in the day. Like,
it's such a powerful
there's
tool
money
now.
to be made outside of the cage.
Absolutely.
It's
but
way
it
more
can
of
be
a
distracting
business.
though.
Yeah.
It can be distracting. And what I find as well is a lot of people now, because social media is available to them much easier than, you know, going online and finding something. Most people watch MMA through clips on social media, so they don't get the full fleshed out exchange of the two fighters, right? So then people tend to train towards highlights as opposed to train towards being a good martial artist.
Yes.
And then, like I said before, like, because I started this with the intention of defending myself on the street to keep me alive, that was my entire focus of martial arts back in the day. I was competing, but it was taekwondo and this and that and blah, blah, blah. My focus was self-defense. I mean, I was at rock clubs and stuff all the time, and I used my skills a lot. And if I didn't have them, I would have it would have been a rough time. But then I had to go through a process of like adapting them to being a sport skill set, right?
Yeah.
But my mentality was still the same. I'm still trying to finish you. I don't want to put myself in positions where I can be volleyed in the head by somebody else. I still have this gang fight mentality a little bit, because like that's why I'm not that bothered about chasing submissions, and I'm not that bothered about control positions on the floor. It's got to be about inflicting violence as quickly as possible, because I don't want to think about when the bell's going to ring for the end of the round, right? Like if I'm in side control outside of Rock City in Nottingham, someone's going to kick me in the head while I'm clinging onto his mate, right? And in those exchange, like in those wild street fighting exchanges, you kind of realise how fast and chaotic things move, right? You know, you got one person pulling your hair, the other one person's poking you in the face, one's kicking you in the groin.
You do the MMA like that nowadays. You do in Poland, they do like team fights.
It's getting more in that direction now, isn't it?
GB top team versus the world.
I think that is so cool. That is so
Small
cool.
guys. I don't want Tom Aspinall's team.
Okay, right.
Hell no. Seen the size of them boys. Jeez.
This, you know, right now you got to pick a team of one fight from every weight class to be in your team.
Okay.
But all fighting at the same time against another team.
Okay. So. Okay, so an active team of fighters.
Yeah, don't be active. It could be like from back in the day, but someone from each weight class.
Okay.
Like who's going to be in your team, who's going to fight. Okay. But in that scenario, you know, like so you may not want a wrestler because you don't know, you that kind of, or you don't know, or you want a tough guy, or put all that into.
Okay. Can I get you as a flyweight?
Fly or bantam, I guess.
If they've competed at that weight, you can have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take Brad Pickett as a flyweight for sure. As a flyweight.
Bantamweight.
I'm a big fan of Corey Sandhagen.
Do you reckon he'd be good in that street fighting vibe?
Yeah, I do. And I think he's got the right mentality to problem solve like a martial artist, you know. Like his knockout over Marlon Moraes where he went from the back kick to the spinning hook kick. What a beautiful adaptation.
Then again, Marab though, man. Marab would be the guy just to go head first.
Marab is he's a nutcase as well. So you do need a nutcase.
Yeah, go on. So
and he's not
Corey.
getting tired either.
Yeah, Marab's not sinister enough for me.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Corey Sandhagen, if he needs to, he'll elbow you until you're not moving. Whereas Marab, I think he'll elbow
control
you a couple of times.
He'd rather not let you cut you loose.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Where are we at? Flyweight, featherweight. Featherweight.
Where are you putting Tapoya? What weight class?
Oh, I'd keep him at featherweight. Yeah, I keep him at featherweight. I don't know as I'd pick Tapoya though for featherweight.
Lightweight, I'm just going to jump in. It's got to be Khabib, innit?
That's what you say, but not in the style. He doesn't have a street fighting style.
Oh, he does.
One-on-one, yes, not in a group of.
But I think you'd finish people quick.
I think I'd go, especially if I've got Brad Pickett on my team, I'd be thinking about Masvidal as a 55er.
Oh, he's done it. He's
done it. 55er was vicious.
He's done it before.
I mean, he was as a welterweight as well, but when he was a 55er, he was vicious.
Okay, so if you've got Masvidal at lightweight, who you having at welterweight?
You say that, but I'm going Anthony Johnson.
Who are you thinking?
Rest in peace. Yeah.
I'll have him a middleweight, you know.
Anthony Johnson as a welterweight was just.
Johnson.
He deaded everybody. I was the only person that went the distance at that weight class.
I don't even know how he was in the weight class.
He was 214 on the night when we fought.
He was. It was a weight bully.
Middleweight?
Crazy. Vitor Belfort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Light heavy?
Probably Randy Couture.
Over John Jones?
Yeah.
You can have John Jones heavyweight?
No,
John Jones is nuts.
Come
on.
I've kind of checked
that
out
guy
a bit of John
destined
Jones.
to just hurt someone, man.
I kind of checked out of John Jones a bit. I felt like he showed some vulnerability when he was do you really want to see me fight Aspinall? Maybe you want to see me fight Pereira. Maybe I should just beat up.
So have you not seen the videos with the burglars, like where he comes up with a shotgun and he's just, know he's nuts in it.
Yeah. If I needed someone to defend my gym from rioters, I think John Jones is.
Okay, so heavyweight then. Last guy.
I don't know. See, I'm picking a fun team, and this is like an all-violence top team.
I'm going Fedor.
Oh yeah.
That guy is just a fighter, bro.
Ngannou's fight against Rosenstrike.
Yeah.
He just went out like this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Do you remember the Colgate?
Yeah, you can't say no
back
to
in the day?
Ngannou, can you?
But also Fedor's small. He's not a big heavyweight, you know.
Do you remember the Colgate advert back in the day where the guy would flip his head completely back and brush his teeth across?
No.
It was a cartoon advert back in the day. That knockout always reminds me of it. Same with the Overeem one.
Yeah.
Where he lifted Overeem's head.
Oh, yeah.
And like the back
Because
of
as well,
his head touched
when they
his neck.
slow down the technique, sometimes it's horrendous technique. It's like, oh my, I wish I was a heavyweight, man. Heavyweights get away with so much poor
There's
technique.
one wild card that I would like to put in there, but I don't know.
Go on, I've got a wild card for heavyweight as
Yeah,
well.
but not a heavyweight. It's just.
Kimbo Slice.
No, I think Perry.
Hey,
Mike Perry, yeah.
Just him.
He's born for violence.
I reckon he'll just G everyone up. You know, like, he'll actually get you. Like, I would want him in a street fight behind my back. If I had Perry with me, I'm like, oh, we're going. You know.
I don't know if you could trust him to.
I don't know.
Coked up?
He'd be attacking his own teammates and stuff. He wouldn't know what was going on.
He was stopping between fights to do a line, or something. How many fights you had in that Conley period?
4.
In UFC? Only
Keep
4?
distracting him, Brad.
My other ones were outside of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Before.
Come on.
Brad, stop talking.
Brad's made this all greasy. I can't control it. It's not responding. It's not responding.
That's not grease, it's dribble.
Tom Aspinall is not this slow.
It's lube.
Oh, that was a trip. Slipped on the grass.
It slipped on the grass. Slipped on a calf kick, my friend. Oh,
We got head kick spam
man,
for calf
you
kick
are
spam.
all over that head kick. Jeez. I think I'm done.
Any man wants smoke, come see me.
On the game. Like, I was 5 when I first kind of heard of martial arts as a thing, and that was thanks to the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one are you?
Well, when I was a kid, I was Michelangelo, but I'm Raphael now.
I'm Donatello. I love
yeah.
Donatello. Yeah.
You're more like Splinter.
I am like Spencer now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got all my young baby
You're
turtles
like the
now. They're
wise
getting
old
a bit older.
Just-
I've actually got a picture of my phone. I'll show you in a second.
What was the bad guy? Shredder, wasn't it?
Shredder, yeah.
And Bebop and Rocksteady, they were his
Yeah.
minions. And then Kang. Was it Kang?
Do you know what? I didn't like
Yeah.
the newest ones.
I like Bebop and
Yeah,
Rocksteady.
no, I've not watched those. No, like the old ones though, and
Yeah.
it was the fact that it was proper, like they learned martial arts from Splinter, who had learned martial arts from his master.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like martial arts lineage. I mean, obviously, with my name being Daniel, Karate Kid was a big thing, and my Taekwondo teacher, he's the only person that called me Danny, and he was also the only person that called me Karate Kid. Like everyone assumed that, oh well, it's Karate Kid and that, but it actually, for me, it was Ninja Turtles. And then from that, I was just obsessed with martial arts from sort of, I don't know, probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it for the first few years, but that was because I didn't have a great teacher. But then once I crossed over and I was working with Mick Rowley, who was my Taekwondo teacher from very, very young, like he had so much enthusiasm for it and so much excitement that it was infectious.
Yeah, it's important the right coach, isn't it?
Yeah, and also the other thing as well is, although we were a Taekwondo team, we grappled, we boxed, you know what I mean? It was very much an MMA style of training, because Mick was a martial artist before a Taekwondo practitioner. And he was the one that was like, watch Bruce Lee, watch Van Damme, listen to this,
What's your best
read
Van Damme
this.
film?
I mean, Bloodsport is the obvious one, but I like Cyborg. That's the weird
What's that one as well? Was it AWOL as well? No.
AWOL's a good one.
I'll tell you what though, lesson to be learnt for people out there is what your kids watch, grow up can be what, you know, there's some programs now, I'm looking at them and I'm like, that's some suspect stuff right there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what the world's trying to do, but the programs that they're showing, like my daughter, like she's super young now, but she's going to be watching Dragon Ball Z, you know, proper cartoons, not none of this weird stuff that's coming out now. But
Yeah.
maybe that's my conspiracy side. But
No, I hear you. I was reading something the other day, and they were talking about like the speed at which the frames change on kids' cartoons now as well.
Yeah.
And how that's changed. One of the cartoons I used to watch was Rugrats. I used to watch that with my sister. And it's like, it's very kind
What's
of
the name?
calming and relaxing.
Phil and Lil, wasn't it? Phil and Lil.
that right?
so even now with my daughter, I'm trying to watch all like the stuff I used to watch.
Yeah,
Some of it
yeah.
she's like, not sure about this one. I tried to put Yu-Gi-Oh on, she weren't having none of it. So
It's the same as going back to old movies though, right? Veronica and I have been going back into like 80s and early 90s movies, and it feels more like theatre and less like real life.
Yeah, 100%.
Like movies now are real life, and sometimes it can be a bit uncomfortable,
Yeah.
whereas like even something that was quite dramatic, like even like something like Seven, that was a pretty wild movie, you know what I mean?
Morgan Freeman, wasn't it?
Yeah, it still feels a bit more theatrical than a movie
Yes,
today.
I think now some of the films are a bit messed up, and I think sometimes like even just the language is like, listen, I swear all the time, but it's like I don't want my kids watching that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Swears is
sometimes.
just for the sake of swearing.
Yeah.
At what point would you let kids watch MMA?
My son watches it now.
Does he?
Yeah. I
But he's
think,
not into it, but...
don't get me wrong, I don't
know
think
what-
I'd want my daughter going to see the most violent clips, but I mean, yeah.
But I don't make it more. I never sell it as more than it's a sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't make it look at these guys having a fight. These guys hate each other. I never portray it that way. It's a sport, and I
I'll tell you what
always
infuriates
looked
me.
at it as a sport myself.
This
I
is
never
what
had
infuriates
any
me, right? This is
violent.
the dad coming out of me. But you know, like, I actually like the song, but Cardi B, WAP. I'm like, how are my kids gonna listen to this shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know the song, innit?
Yeah.
It's so graphic, and I have daughters. I'm like, I do not. If I ever hear my daughter, like, I heard my niece singing a song once. It wasn't that bad, but the song she was singing, I'm thinking like, don't let her listen to this shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like the music's like pornographic music or something, and I'm like, we get in trouble for showing like, oh yeah, my kid's gonna watch MMA. Like, have you heard the music that they're playing these days, or the drill music where they're talking about stabbing each other? It's like, hey, I'm not having my daughter listen to that shit.
It took me forever. I found it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Show the camera, Brad, so they can
Look at that.
Brad's arm's shaking there.
Heavy
Solid.
phone, isn't it? Yeah.
There you have it, guys. That is Dan, the Outlaw Hardy. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Until next time, peace. Boom.